Alright guys, so welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to show you my fitting session with Ping, and I tried this recoil shaft. It's the F3 regular, and so I'm going to show you a comparison using Trackman with my swing obviously and with other shafts, and you're going to notice a huge difference in swing speed and distance. And now you have to take into account that I wasn't swinging particularly well on this day. As you know, when you go to these fitting sessions, there's a lot of people, a bit of pressure, and you try new clubs. The good thing is that I wasn't swinging as well, but I kept the same consistency. So all the shafts that I compared with the recoil shaft were the same. I mean, I was swinging the same. So you're going to clearly see the differences in swing speed and carry distance and consistency. So stay tuned. Okay, so let's look at the information now. I done a lot of videos on recoil. This is, I think, the third video done on recoil shaft. So I have one from last year, and this is the one from this year. So I'll show you first before I do before I look at the F3 recoil shaft. I will show you my club. Okay, so basically I took about 3 or 4 shots. I think it only shows 3 shots. This is my standard irons, and as you can see here, swing speed wasn't very good. I wasn't swinging very good, but again, I was swinging the same throughout the whole session. Now this is in meters, so 136, it's about 145, 150 yards, and my consistency was a little bit to the right, a little bit of a draw, I guess. Not as far, because I can normally hit a little farther. But anyways, I was messing with my grip, so I wasn't swinging as well. So anyways, that's my stock 7-iron. Now I'm gonna show you the recoil shaft. Okay, so this is the recoil shaft right here. I took 4 shots. Look at the difference in distance. You can see already in the graph. That's huge difference in distance. And now I'm gonna show you the swing speed. Look at that. The average 74 with my clubs, and the average 78 miles an hour with the recoil shaft. Again, this is a day where I wasn't swinging well, but it was the same. I was swinging the same with all clubs. So, and the distance was a lot more. This is in meters, obviously, 139, which is about like 155, I think. Okay, so this is another shaft right here. Is the AWT 2.0. I'm not sure which one is this, but it's a regular steel shaft, and you can immediately see that I was hitting it to the right, missing it to the right immediately. The distance was clearly better with the recoil. The recoil is in orange. The swing speed and everything went down again. So and the distance actually went down by a lot here. 126 is about like 140 yards. So this is another shaft that have the DG 105 regular, so a little more weight. And this one actually I didn't do so bad, as you can see in the graph here. Similar to the recoil shaft, but the distance wasn't as far. As far as the feel, the recoil felt the best always. Let me give you some numbers here. So the swing speed on this one actually wasn't that bad. It was 105 regular, and the interesting thing is that the weight on the recoil shaft is about 88 grams or 85, I think, and the weight on this one is 105. So even though there was more weight, I would think that I would do better with more weight, but for some reason with the recoil shaft you get this nice smooth shots, nice smooth trajectory, I would say. But unfortunately they didn't have the F4, which is the stiff version of the recoil shaft. So all my comparisons is with just a regular graphite shaft. Okay, so my last comparison with the recoil shaft was with the Elevate shaft, which is something that they offer you a lot, especially with Ping. But I have to say, for me, it didn't work out at all. Here's the graph. So I kind of pushed it to the right, and if I compare it to the recoil, even though the speed was almost the same, the distance was definitely a big drop in distance. And this shaft right here, it was 95 grams, which is the same that I'm playing right now, but I did not feel it. It wasn't, I think it had to do with the swing weight maybe, but I did not feel it. So it definitely, as you can see in the graph, a lot of misses to the right compared to the recoil. Okay, so I just want to say that I'm not sponsored by Recoil in any way. So this is just my experience. This is the second year that I tried. And look at this, guys. I tried for the second time, the Recoil, and it looked the same. So that's amazing. The orange one was the first time, and the red one was the second time. Again, same swing. I wasn't swinging very well, I'll tell you that. But look at the consistency. It was about the same, and the same distance as well. So it kind of got me wondering, you know, why. I mean, there is something about this shaft that it is great for me, I suppose. The averages were almost identical. Average 139, average 140 in carry distance, 77 swing speed, 78 swing speed. So all the numbers were really consistent. I'll show you a graph of all the shafts that I tried. And as you can see, remember the orange ones and the red ones were the Recoil. Look at this. Look at this. It's all over the place, but the Recoil shaft was just always there. So really smooth, easy to hit, and even though it wasn't my day, I was still able to hit it consistently. Okay, so I just want to show you on average, it was 140 meters distance. The highest was 143, and here 139, and then the highest 143. And just to get an idea, 140 meters is 153 yards, and at 143 is 156 yards. And this is on a day that I wasn't swinging very good at all, because and I felt it obviously, and I noticed it mostly in my swing speed, because I normally can get about 81 82 swing speed, and I wasn't feeling comfortable, and you can see my swing speed was lower. So I would say that the potential was huge, because if I'm hitting already 150 yards, 155 yards on a bad day with this Recoil shaft, that would mean, you know, in a good day, definitely I'll probably get better numbers. And obviously, if I compare it to all the other shafts, you can definitely see that the distance was way lower, as you can see in the graph right here. So I don't know if it's to do with the weight of the shaft or the kick point of the shaft, but for me, with the Recoil shaft, I was just feeling really smooth. Unfortunately, they didn't have the stiff version of it. It's something that I tried the year before, and I did better with the stiff version, but this year they didn't have it. I'll show you some stats of the Recoil shaft. I think there's new models, obviously. I'm not sure why the fitting they had the older Recoil shafts, but apparently a lot of people are using it and they're having some great results. So here's a chart of the Recoil shaft. It's the weight is 82 grams, the one I tried, which is the regular graphite. There's the torque, 3.7 degrees, launch, mid, high, and all the other information. Last year I tried the stiffer shaft, which is 86 gram. So apparently this shaft is similar to the Aerotech shaft they have in the US, which is the one with steel fiber. I'm not even sure if they consider that a graphite shaft, but I think it's basically the same concept in the design. And I haven't tried those, but I have to be honest, I seen a video on Snedeker, and he uses them in the PGA Tour. And the main advantages, I think, to this kind of shafts, including the Recoil, is that it's going to have a less burden on your wrists, on your arms. And again, this is the second time I tried it, 2 years in a row, and you can see a clearly advantage with the Recoil shaft. So obviously they are expensive. Right now I'm just gaming with my regular 95 regular steel, but if I had the money, I think I would definitely maybe go to a proper fitting session. But definitely, I mean, this is the second time that I've been offered that, and the numbers are with Trackman, so 100% accurate, and you can clearly see that they're better for me, for my swing. So I would say, like, if you swing between maybe your 7-iron between like 75 and 85, definitely this graphite shafts are definitely for you. Whether it's the F3 or the F4, I think it's just a matter of likes. Personally, I would try probably the F4, the stiff, but you know, don't be, I guess, a lot of people kind of like fall back from graphites because they don't like it. They feel like they're, you know, they're for women, for ladies, or for all seniors, and it's not true. Absolutely not true. There's people in the PGA Tour that use it. like Snedeker, like I mentioned, among others as well. And I've done a video on that, so make sure you check that out. Obviously, the Aerotech is considered graphite, but they call it like steel fiber, but it's the same thing, it's graphite. So anyways, if you are trying to get fitted for a shaft, make sure you try them. The Recoil shaft, if you're in Europe or in the US as well, or if you're just in the US, the Aerotech, try them, because I'm curious to see how you feel with them. And I think a lot of people just refuse to try graphites just because they're graphite. So I think you'll be surprised if you try them, and especially if you check out the numbers. They're initially I was skeptical, but this is you know, the second time I tried them, and the numbers don't lie. It's Trackman, so you can see there. It's just smooth. It's just as smooth when you swing down to the ball. You don't have to worry about, especially when you get tired, maybe to the back nine. You know, there's more fatigue. You're not swinging the same as when you started, especially if you walk as well, like I do. And I think with this recoil shafts, these graphite shafts, you're not gonna have that problem. You can always swing very smooth, even on a bad day like I had. I still getting the same distance, so that's incredible for me. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time.